Okay, I think we are live now. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another online study and online session at Persian Power BI user group. We have Omid here, famous, famous guy in the Power Query. Actually, this session is one of the special session for me and for the Persian Power BI user group because Omid and I design a free online learning series for Power Query, which Omid will show us how we can work on a general common questions and business questions with Power Query, like how we can connect to the Excel files, multiple Excel files, which is the title for this session. Hello, Omid. Welcome to this show, and thank you for joining me and inviting and accepting my invitation.
Hello, Wahid. Thank you for your invitation. I'm really happy to that I'm here. Today, I'm going to talk about an amazing challenge that people might face for extracting data from different Excel files. Uh, if
Perfect.
you okay, let's start.
Yeah, let's get it started. But before that, if you can share your screen and tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about this series, this learning series you designed for us, how many sessions we will have, what items you will talk about that, and yeah, just go over that.
I prepared a simple PowerPoint. Actually, I'm Omid. I'm author of the Ultimate Guide to Functioning Power Query, which is amazing source for those who want to learn about M, about function in Power Query. Other six publications of mine are in Persian, but this one is published previous year. This is the first session out of series of talking about Power Query and its feature. Today I'm going to talk about combine the tables from Excel files in 5 different scenarios. Initially, we try to combine Excel files in simple way, which the column title are similar, all are sets. Then we are going to change the column name and solve this problem. And the third one is also the same as the second, but it's more difficult. After that, I'm going to talk how to extract value out of table and add it to the table. And in the last one, I will talk about multiple row column names. How
Perfect.
to extract from multiple row column names. This is the first session. The next session, we are going to talk about grouping, merging, custom function, and other amazing feature of Power Query. This is the starting step, and I hope to handle cover a wide range of feature in Power Query.
Great, I love that. Yeah, let's go through that one by one. So I will turn off my camera to focus on your only on your content and yeah, to have a bigger view of your sharing screen. So let me just remove my video.
Okay, thank you, Wahid. Before going to the example, for those who are not familiar with Power Query, I provide a simple slide. In one sentence, Power Query is an amazing tool for extract data from different sources. No matter the type of sources, you can use it to extract from cloud, from databases, Excel file, website, and others. After extracting such data, you can use Power Query to clean your data and reshape it in your desired type by grouping, merging, combining different tables and columns also. And in the last step, after reshaping data in the desired format, you can use Power Query to load the data. At this time, you can load data in Microsoft Azure, Microsoft Dataverse, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Power BI, and Fabric. Today, I'm going to use Microsoft Power BI to extract data and use it as a base. So, in the first example, I have these data for a store. This is historical sales value in different years. And the name of a store is mentioned in the file name. For example, this is the historical sales in 2019. for store 1. This includes a bunch of data, more than 38,000 rows. And all the column names in this file is the same as other files. And I want to extract this data, append under each other and use it as a one data set in Power BI for providing the report. But the main issue in this case is that the name of a store doesn't mention in the Excel file. And it's provided, let's see, there is no store column, and it's provided in the file names. I want to extract these text, add it to the tables, and combine them together. Let's start it by Power Query. I have a blank Power Query here. From Get Data, I'm going to add More. And from all different options, I'm going to use Full to extract data, all data from a folder. By clicking Connect, I'm going to navigate the folder path. So I put it on the desktop. This is for presentation. This is the address of Excel files. By pressing OK and then OK, you can see all the files in the path. All are in Excel. You can see the names and the content are saved in this column as type of binary. As I mentioned, in this example, the column headers, column title are the same, and it's easy to combine them. I'm going to use this button to combine the tables. And let's use combine and load. It's trying to combine all Excel files. For combining the Excel files, I should select a sample file. This is the sample file, and this sheet is the sample sheet. I refer that the info are saved in this sheet in all the files. Let's press OK. By this step, Power Query going to generate a sample file, a formula for combining the files, and provide a result in a one table. So this is the result table. You can see it here, including different info for different years. But the issue is that all the name of files are saved in this column. I just need the name of the number of stores. So let's edit this query. Here you can see that different parameter and sample file and also transform file is generated based on combine and transform that I selected in previous step. And this is the result with these steps in Power Query. You can go to another step. You can rename or remove the step that I'm going to use it in the next challenge. And you can add new step by yourself. In this step, I want to add an step to extract this number. In the simplest way, you can use replace command to remove .xlsx in this column, and also use another replace command to replace a store with blank and extract the number. But it is not an easy. You need to replace several things because we have different dates here: 2019, 2020, 2021. So right click on it and replace it, for example, dot xlsx by nothing, lead to this column, then replacing store by nothing, then replace it 2019 by nothing. This is not an efficient way, and I'm not going to use this. I prefer to use a function to do all in one step. So let's check it here. This is a transform tab. You can use it to transform all the values in this column. Let's check it these lowercase from format. See, one step added to the step, to the applied step, and all the values going to be lowercase. But I just use it to generate this code. I do not want to make the store name as a lowercase. I want to extract these numbers from store.name column. So let's look at the function. This is table.transform columns. It's going to transform values on one or more column in a table. In which table? Change type, which is mentioned in the previous step. So I'm going to change value on a column in this table. In which column? This column. The value of this column is going to change. And this is what presented. What is the applied function? This is text dot lower, but I can change it to text dot, for example, upper. See, all the texts are going to be uppercase. I can change it to another thing. I can also add something to this column. But for adding, let's remove this one and select this column again. Instead of using lowercase or uppercase, let's select add prefix, such as, for example, Q. See, Q is added at the beginning of all text in this column, and the count no is included. Each Q underline, Q ampersand underline. It means that for each row, add the Q at the beginning of cells and then bring the text and at the end. Let's move it from here to end. And for example, W. Now W is added to the text. So in this formula, the first argument is the name of table. The second argument determines the transformation function. We determine it in a list, including some sublist. Here we just apply it in one column. So the name of column provided here, and after that we present the transformation function. In this case, instead of using ampersand, I'm going to use text dot between delimitator. Delimitors. So this function have three arguments. In the first, I'm going to insert underline because I want to extract text between delimitator in each row of these columns. In the second, I entered a store, a space, and in the last argument, I entered dot xlsx. It means that in each row, extract every value between a store and dot xlsx. By pressing enter, it results in, I think I write it the name of function wrongly. Text between delimiters. This is the right name. Okay. So by applying this formula, the name of a store extracted, and you can see the results. Store 1, store number 2, store number 3, and rename this as a store number. Now you can load this data in your Power BI and make your report. This was the easiest type of combining Excel file. I'm going to next example. In this example, the column headers are different in different Excel files. See, this is the first file, this is the second file, and in some case, the values are in uppercase, and in some other values are in lowercase. See, for example, receipt number, date, and these things. For example, let's open another file, such as this. See, the date is in lowercase, receipt number is in lowercase, quantity is in lowercase, and as Power Query is case sensitive, such condition provides some problem. And after combining the tables, you do not find appropriate table. Let's try to solve this problem. I'm going to So, like previous example, I select get data, then from more and select full. This is the address of files in this PC, desktop, presentation, and number 2, and press OK. Like previous step, I'm going to select combine and load. This is the sample file, and this is the first sheet as a sample file. So it's started to combine all files together. This is the result table. You can see that in some columns, such as this receipt number, the value of blank is provided or not, but some other columns are repeated several times. And you can see because the reference file that I mentioned here include these column, but the file number 2020 doesn't include these column. So this is the problem. Let's try to solve this problem. So let's close this messy Power BI file and open new one. Again, from get data, from folder file, refer to the Excel files. In desktop, presentation, file number 2. Instead of using combine button, in this case, I need to transform data, load to the Power Query editor, and cleaning manually. So this is the data. All the information are included in this column, and this is the name of stores. So I am going to select these two and remove other columns. To extract tables from content column, you can add new column, namely tables, and use excel.workbook. Excel.workbook. This function is used to extract value from binary files. This is just one. So this is the content, including all the data. I'm going to select it and close the parentheses and then press OK. This is the table extracted from binary file. As my data have just one sheet, all these table files include just one row, include the information in that file. Let's expand it. Deselect this one and just select data. I'm pressing OK. So all the information in that sheet extracted, and now you can see it, but the header of tables do not mention, do not consider. See, you can see it in the first row. If you want to consider the header of tables, you should change this function by adding true in the second input. Excel.workbook content virgule comma true. So by making this change in the result table, all the tables have a header. But I cannot expand this column at this step. Let's press load more. See, as the column case are lowercase and uppercase in different scenario, you can see that division is mentioned here in uppercase and here in lowercase in another column. Let's press OK to see the result. This is the receipt number, for example, and this is also division in uppercase, and later we have division in lowercase. Division in lowercase. So this is the problem. To solve this problem, we need to extract all the column names and then rename it to the same shape. Rename all of them to uppercase or lowercase. Let's try to extract the column name. I'm going to add new custom column and call it column names. I'm pressing OK. So to extract column names, table.column names function can be used from content. Sorry, from data, because content is in binary format, but data in table format. So instead of content, let's select data. This is the list of column name. See, these are in this shape and these are in, for example, lowercase and others. In this example, as the problem is only lowercase and uppercase, we do not need to extract all the column name. We just need to change it to the lowercase for each column. So before starting to change the upper or lower case of titles, let's try it by an example. I rename this one by double click on it, and let's call it as a name in lowercase, for example. In the added step, you can see that table.rename column is used. In the first input, the name of table is presented, and in the second input, a list is presented, which is included in a sublist. This is the sublist. Each sublist should be include two values, one the old name of table and another the new name of table columns. Let's rename this one also and edit something like this. See, another sublist is added to the formula. By changing order, the same thing happen. So remove this step and I'm back to this one. This function results in a list like this, which included the original title name. I'm going to use it inside a function, table.transform. Means transform every value into this list and replace it by text.lower. text dot lower. We need two parentheses. Sorry, table. It's a list dot transform. Table columns as an first input, text dot lower. So all the column names are converted to the lowercase. But based on the example of renaming column name, we need a list including two separate values, one old name, one new name. So let's change it to another. I can add it each here means do the same operation for every value in this list, for every table columns, and put it inside the list. So underline means the source value in the list. So for every value in this list, create a new list, actually create a sub list, including old value and lowercase of old value. Press OK. Every list includes some sub lists. Let's select this one for example. These sublists include two values, one for old name of column and one for new name of column. The same thing happened for others, one for old name and one for new name of columns, which are in lowercase. So I can use this function inside the table.rename columns. So let's add it here. Table.rename columns. Table.transform, which remove, sorry, list.transform. Okay. Let's check it again. Table.rename columns. Sorry. These function table.rename columns require two arguments. First is the name of table, which is data. Second is the name of old name of columns and new name of columns, which presented here. Let's press OK and see the result. In this case, all the column title are in lowercase, while in this case, some of them are in uppercase and some of them are in lowercase. So I can use this table and expand it easily. Let's select this one and remove other columns and then expand these. As you see, there is no more column names here. By pressing OK, you can see integrated version of data. Yeah. There is a problem in this case. I think it's because of extra space that we do not consider it in this example. I'm going to explain it in next example. Let's press close and apply. In the third example, I'm going to consider a scenario that the column names are totally different. And I want to combine them and provide them beside each other. See, this is the table for 2019. This column is mentioned QTY instead of quantity, while in other tables, it's also mentioned QTY, but see this column, this is receipt number, this is number. There are lots of difference between the column headers in different files. In this file, this column is mentioned quantity and consider that the column orders are different in different files. So how we can combine these different Excel files together? For this, let's try the same process. I'm going to select more folder and refer to the address, this file, and press OK. These are the data. I'm going to transform them. This is the situation that most the time happen. So I do not need these two columns. I just need these two columns and remove other columns. I'm going to add a column to extract these values from content column. So let's use excel.workbook and use it here. Okay. As the same as previous example, you can use true here to add to consider the first row of table in each Excel file as a headers. See, in this case, after adding new column, you do not need this column and you should come back and remove it. So let's try another way. Instead of adding this column, I can transform the value of this column, like the first example that I transform and lowercase all the values. So to transform this value, I'm going to use this column as an example and make it, for example, lowercase. Table dot, sorry, I'm going to use transform column. Let's remove this step. Select this one from transform column. I select lowercase here. See, all the values in this column is going to be lowercase. But I want to apply a function on this column, not this column. So I'm going to change this content. I want to change the value on the content column, and the change is each excel.workbook under. The last parameter should also remove because the result is in type of table. You can write type table, but it's not necessary in this example. By doing this, instead of adding new columns, all the changes applied on the available columns. Like what I mentioned in previous example, let's write true here to consider the headers for the tables and then going to expand the values on data. This is the tables, which their column title are completely different. Consider this one. In another example, this is the QTY. To solve this problem, I need another table, including all the old names and new names. And I use it for solving this problem. But I don't know what is the all the name of all the old name of columns. In the first step, I'm going to extract all the name of old columns and then use it in a new table. So how to extract the name of old columns? It's not hard. Like the previous example, I can use this column and transform it. For example, let's add a prefix like Q. Then change this formula and apply it on this column. Instead of column name, I want to apply it on column date. And instead of adding Q to each value, I want to extract table.column names. Let's press it. This is the list including all the column names. In the next step, I can extract them. Let's use list.union. All the values. Let's remove this part first and use this. This is the name of table and this is the name of column. The result is a column in terms of list, including all the column names. and by list.union, you can extract all the column names in a one list. So these are the names, these are all possible names. I'm going to select all of them and copy and paste it in an Excel file. So let's call it as a old names and new names. Let's sort it by pressing Alt ASA. These are all our dates. This is a discount amount, division. So this is also discount amount. These are gross amount. Yeah, this one. These are item description. We have it here also. All of these value are quantity. These are receipt number, and this one also. It is hard, but you do it once. These are also net amount, and this is a division. Yeah, we have all the values, old names and new names. Let's save it in a place. For example, in desktop presentation, this is I'm going to call it names. Save. So from Power Query, you can extract that values. You can use this step to extract it. Let's copy and paste it this one. Yeah. And make a new blank query. This is the source. Yeah. I do not want these row. This is the reference. This is the file, namely names. So let's select names. You can come back to the Power BI and load it the table again from Power BI, but I do not want to leave this place. So remove other columns and then add new column, table dot Excel dot workbook. Add the content inside and press OK. Remove this column and expand it as a data. Just this one. Yeah. See, we have column 1 and column 2 because in the previous step, I do not mention true here. So now it's changed to old name and new name. I can expand it. Oops. And this is the old and new names. Let's change the name of query also to the names. Names. So to use this table for renaming the column names in previous step, you need to convert this format. Table dot to rows can be used to convert these to desired format. Let's use it and check the result. By using table.rows, all the values in these two column table is converted to the list, including different sublists. And in each sublist, the previous name and new name is provided. Previous name and new name is provided for each sublist. I can use it in this table as a renaming source. Let's back to this. This step is not required, this step is also not required, and we are at this stage. And I want to rename all the headers. Let's add custom columns. Use table dot rename columns and use data here. And in the second input, I'm going to use these query names. Let's press enter and check the results. Okay. It provides an error, and in error it's mentioned that this column table it's not in this table. See, there is no date table. To solve this problem, it just need to add another input in table.rename column function for missing fields. These lists include a wide range of column names, but some of them are in this table, some of them are in another table, and the rest. For missing value for those who are in this list but it's not included in the main table, we can use it missing field dot ignore and press OK. The result is what I needed and I can expand it. But as a tips, instead of using this long text, you can also insert one. The result is the same, and now you can expand these columns. All the titles are set now, and the problem is solved. So let's close and load the data. Due to time limitation, I neglect the fourth example, which is almost the same as the previous example, and I'm going to jump to the fifth example, which is really challenging. In the fifth example, I want to load these data into Power Query and Power BI. But the problem is that there are lots of merge cells in the headers, and it is not possible to merge cells in Power Query. And another problem is that the headers include two rows, which in Power Query, all the headers should be in one row. I want to load this data into Power BI and combine these two rows together. And instead of writing 2019, write budget 2019. And here write actual 2019. How to solve this problem? Let's copy the address, come back to the Power BI. I'm going to select from Excel and select this file. This is the file that I want to use. I'm going to select it, and instead of using load, I'm going to use transform data. Some steps applied on the table. See, the first row is considered as a headers and others. I'm going to remove this one and also this one and consider these before promoting the header. Let's rename this one as a data. Before going further, I want to divide these into the two separate tables. First, including all these data from the third rows to the last rows, and another including the first two rows. So right click on these and duplicate it. Rename this one as a column or headers. For the data, I remove the first two rows from Home tab, remove rows, remove top rows, and select two. The first two rows are removed. For the second one, or for the headers, I just keep first two rows. So from Home tab, from Keep Rows, I select Keep Top Rows and insert two to keep the first two rows. These are the headers. Let's transpose it by selecting transpose from transform column. These are the data. I want to merge these two columns together, but before that, let's replace not value by upper cells value by selecting fill down. Now both the column can be selected and merged together. The name of new column is merged, no important, and I'm going to use, for example, dash here. All the values are merged together like this. And let's change this to space dash space. Yeah, it is better. Now headers are ready. I can transpose it again. See, the column name is the same as column name here. So we can append these data under this table by selecting append command here and select data and pressing OK. Now all data are together and it just need to promote the header. Use first row as a header. And for the SR, you can also use fill down. All the data are loaded into Power Query in the with just one column headers, including all the data. The problem solved, and you can use it for your analyzing data. Now, if there is any question, I'm available.
Okay, that was a great presentation, mate. Actually, the last one, I faced this issue a lot, and I didn't know we can fix it this way. That's a really, really clever way to fix that issue. Love your presentation, mate. I asked the people if there is any questions, but let's see. I didn't receive anything. Example myself, is it possible to get recording? Yeah, one of the LinkedIn user asked if the presentation and the example material are available. Yes, this session is at the moment streaming on the YouTube as a live video, and you can catch up the recording after we end the stream. So tomorrow it will be available. Actually, after the live session, it will be available on the YouTube. I posted the link there, so you can find it there. In terms of the material, you need to follow the Omid on LinkedIn. So he always raise the challenges, Power Query challenges, with the link to the GitHub or the website to download all the files there. Highly recommend to follow me on the LinkedIn and accept that challenge and put your solution as a comment in those challenges. That's a really good way to improve your knowledge, and then you can review the other people comments and solutions. And like now, I learned a really great solution from Omid how we can fix those things. So thank you everyone. Thank you, Omid. We have more sessions which I will create a timetable for that and will publish that and announce that on my LinkedIn profile. You can follow Omid profile as Omid LinkedIn profile as well, and he will share that on his LinkedIn as well. So thank you again, Omid, and until next video and next session. Goodbye for now.
Thank you. Bye for now.